everybody, now the mic's on. Welcome back to another Gravity Ace devlog. So last time I finally figured out my math problem, and I got this method down to one method instead of two different calls. I have it returning a dictionary for multiple values, which I kind of like. And you can see, like, I use it here. Calling get the global phase, and it returns the phase variable, and then I can use phase delay, and I can use phase on. That works fine. I like it. Maybe at some point I would change this into a class, but I mean, for now, it's fine. But then I did a couple of other things. I have a global variable now that lets me know if the timer is running or not. If it's not running, it does this for the laser gates, and for the vents, it does this. So when the player is spawning in and the timer is not running, it just turns them off. But then once it starts running, then it starts doing its loop. And everything's synchronized now. Everything's cool. It's great. I finally, I finally came across a programming pattern that works for this stuff that I understand. All right, so today, I know I'm starting a little late, but I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time trying to make some sound effects. I want a new alarm sound when you're out of fuel, and I want a new or a slightly modified beaming sound. So let me turn off my music. And let's see what we got. Let's do the beaming sound first, the tractor beam. So here's the sound as it stands. Pretty subtle. This muted track is like an electricity loop. Gives it a little fuzz. I don't know. Maybe. But I think what I want to do is give this a little wah wah, something like that. And it's pretty high pitched. It's all around middle C. This is a A. This is a B. This is a what? A D sharp. And I don't know what chord that makes. Some kind of A chord, maybe. But it's up here in the third octave. It's kind of high pitched, third and fourth octave. So I think I want to do something lower pitched. So let's do that. Let's go to this track, create a clip. Oops. Shrink that one down, expand this one. I need an instrument. Let's add in this. All right. And then let's go ahead and just put in a drone down here at like A2, A1, A2. This isn't going to be the final sound, but I'm just drawing the note right now. There's the dog again. How do I set this to be? I probably need to open the piano roll. Yeah, there it is. So I can quantize that to there. Alright, so that sounds terrible. But now that I've got it playing, it should loop. Yeah, so now I can just mess around with the instrument. There might be one in here that I like, that I can just use. Let's see. pressure on my ears. Let's see. I want to change the envelope so it doesn't take, so the attack isn't so long. Is that the attack? I'm not in this instrument enough to know exactly what I'm doing. Hey, Slacks. Doing some sound effects today. So I'm trying to come up with something new for the tractor beam, something to give it a little more oomph. And I'm looking at this instrument, trying to figure out why the attack is so slow. So many knobs. Yeah. So I've got, are all four of these on? Yeah, they're all four on. Pretty complex noise. Got all these LFOs. Maybe it's this guy. No, it's not that guy. It's not that guy either. No, that's off. That's off. That's using a little bit of envelope 3. Envelope 3. I think envelope 4 really is... Oh, I see what it's doing. It's going from 3. So I think if I change that to 1... Yeah, so it's a combination of all this stuff. So this is going near down, right? And then this one goes down, also it fades out. Let me turn all these off. Just do that. Do that. I'm literally just moving things around to see what happens. There we go. Yeah, there we go. fade in at the beginning. One to two sustain, 1 to 2 sustain, 1 to 2 sustain. Three stages, 1, 2, 2. If I use this tool more often, oh look, there's attack velocity. There it goes. There it goes. If the attack velocity's up, yeah, then it just doesn't happen. So now I think that wah 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 thing, it's like too fast. I think it's this one. Right, that's really fast. That's LFO4. Who's using LFO4? 1 1 1 1 2. Amp is using LFO4. No. 0%. There it is. Oh, it's using the LFO to pan left and right. That's why I'm getting that pressure in my ears. Which I don't like. And I think I want to do not velocity, but this is using LFO3 for the filter. LFO1 for the pitch. That's kind of what I want. Let's do that. Let's turn this up. Can you hear that? Subtle. Just type in a value. Let's go 100%. I see. Because it's the pitch. Maybe I don't want the pitch. Maybe I want to do a volume. What is this? Sync pitch. Try this. I'm going to add. Which one of these is it? This? An LFO. And I'm going to have this LFO control the volume. That works okay. Oops, that's the wrong track. Interesting. So I don't want this LFO to go all the way. Make it real shallow, but at a higher level. Yeah, I like that. And then what happens if I turn this back on? Just sounds kind of like static. Staticky. So that's with the new undertone. That's the old one. The current one. There's the new one. Let's export that. Let's try it out. Game, ship, sound effects, beam loop, overwrite. render. Let's see how it sounds. At some point if the tractor beam animation was synchronized with the sound. But for now, that's fine. Not too obtrusive, not distracting. You can tell it's on. All right. That'll do. Fuel alarm. Fuel alarm. Where is that? That I think is in here as well. Fuel empty. I've gotten some notes that that's the Among Us sound. I think we're using the same sound library. But, I mean, it's good to replace it anyway, because I used that sound. That sound came directly from the library. I really didn't do anything to it. Let me see, where is it? Close this. Save. What is that? Oh, I know what that is. This is the sound that plays when you, yeah, it's meant to be harsh. This sound plays when you, it's like a buzzer that you get when you don't achieve all the results. You don't get everything at the end of the level. So on the game over screen, some of the stats come up, and it plays this sound when you don't have them. That's what that sound is. All right, so I don't even have an edit in here for the fuel alarm because I just used the stock sound. So we'll just call this, well, actually, what's it called in the game? Fuel empty. So let's call it fuel empty. And I think that sound is in here somewhere. Which one is it? That's the one it is. It's kind of nice. let's try that. So it'll play once every second. And then what I can do is let me add a little reverb. Let's add a delay. And then let's shift that down. Pitch shifter. Let's go down a bit. Let's take that out. I think there's a better way to do this pitch shift. Let's put this on a 1 second loop so we'll hear how it sounds in game. Is it that fast in the game? I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Hey, this thing is called Traction Waveform. It's a digital audio workstation. It's meant for making music. There's a free version. There's a lot of other DAWs out there you can try out. I mean, Audacity is pretty much, it's fine. One of the reasons I like this one, though, is because you can have your sound effects library and just kind of try out different things. And then drag in the ones that you want. These are supposed to be copies. It sounds like a space frog. Space frog. Change that delay. I think that's too much delay. Shorten it a little. let's do a... Let's add a filter here. So another thing that's nice about this compared to Audacity is that these filters are non-destructive. So if it turns out you don't like it, you can just delete the filter and you go back to the original sound. Whereas with Audacity, they're kind of baked in. You know, you apply them and bake them in, and then it's hard to go back. So I can just turn that off. Or turn it on. Or even just move it around. Let's try that one. Render to file. Browse. I'm doing a game jam today too. 12-hour game jam, 10 to 10. Tilted Jam 27, I want to say. Some friends of mine put it on. So I'm working on some 3D stuff today. I'm not going to be streaming that though. It's going to be a bunch of it's sort of, I mean, I don't know. It's just prototyping work mainly, and then trying to find something that seems fun. But my main goal with it is just to teach myself something new. Kind of doing a little bit of prototyping for the next game, whatever that might be. Fuel, starting fuel, okay. This sounds meant to be stressful. This sound is meant to be stressful and distracting. I think that's mission accomplished. Let's go with that one. And mark both of those off on my to-do list. Move them over to my to-done list. Discard. Discard. What is this? Discard. Alright, so I've got my new beam loop and I've got my new out of fuel sound. Updated tractor beam. Where is my to-do list? To do. Oh man, my computer's lagging right now. Done. And yeah, I don't even think I had a. I don't think I had a thingy for a card for the other sound. That's fine. All right. Well, yeah, why not? Let me show you guys what I've been doing with Nakama. So this is what I've been mainly working on. Let me switch over to that branch. So I've got this Nakama branch. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Oh, I'm only looking at master. There we go. Nakama server branch. So if I check that out, what I think I actually want to do is see branched off way down here. I want to rebase this on master just so I get all the same features that I've already been working on in master into this branch. And I think I do that by, how do I do that? Cherry pick, merge, rebase, current branch. Okay, so I want to check out. Yeah. But it didn't check it out. Why not? Guys, if my computer crashes right now, I don't know what to say. Alright. Oh, it's because it's got some... It's not clean. This directory's not clean. Alright, check out. Alright, so now I'm on the Nakama branch. And I can then say rebase the current branch, which is the features Nakama server, onto this commit. Okay, so I want to rebase it onto this commit. Yeah. So rebase Nakama server onto A6E31CF. Yes. Ooh, that looks ugly. Refresh. Do I have to fail to merge in the changes? Because there's a conflict. Okay, so I wanna accept the incoming change. No. I'm gonna do that. I want to accept the current change. I want this one. That's what I want. Okay. So then I can merge that and it's fine. Why is this even here? Okay. So now I've got master, I've got my Nakama server stuff. So Nakama, it's a server, and it has a database. And I'm running it in a Docker container just for development. But it gives you all this stuff. It gives you leaderboards, tournaments, matchmaking, real-time multiplayer. It gives you friends, groups, in-app notifications, statuses, chat. It gives you a storage engine for storing whatever you want, I think. So this will be where people will upload and download levels, share levels, and it has a whole session user authentication system. So what I was implementing so far, and it comes with a Godot library. Look at this. Here's the Godot code for implementing that, right? Or JavaScript or Unity or Java or Swift or .NET or whatever. So this is the code you'd run in Godot to do this example. So in here, I created, well, first of all, you have to, when you install the Nakama add-on, you set it up as a auto load. And then I also created a server auto load where I'm basically wrapping all the Nakama functions. That way, if I ever decide to change from Nakama to something else, I'll only have to change the code in this one file instead of having it sprinkled all throughout the system, you know? I don't want to have to search for every place where I typed in Nakama and replace it in 100 different files. I can just, what I'll do is I'm wrapping it basically in game server. So if I open up game server, where the heck is it? Here it is. So this server is loaded as a singleton called game server. And within it, I'm doing all the Nakama stuff. So if I ever want to change, so my code in the game will only do this: get leaderboard, gameserver.getLeaderboard, or gameserver.login, right? Or gameserver.submitScore. Like in the game over screen, I do that, right? My code only does this, and then the game server code does all the Nakama stuff. So if I want to change from Nakama to something else, then I just change this code and not this code. Should make it easier to switch if I needed to or wanted to in the future. So what I've got going so far is every time you get to the game over screen, it submits your score. And it does that by calling submit score, passes in the level, the rank you got, the score you got, and the time you got. And then the game server code, what it does is it takes all that and then builds out what the leaderboard IDs are, and it saves the score to 2 leaderboards. It saves it either to it saves one to the high score leaderboard. And then there are 3 time-based leaderboards. Best time with an S rank, best time with no rank, and best time with any rank that's not an S. So it looks at the rank that got passed in and it builds the correct leaderboard and writes your score to that as well. So then, and that all seems to be working. If so, the next thing then is I need to actually write a method in here that gets the leaderboard score out, and there's 4 leaderboards per level, and then somehow show that at the on the game over screen. Maybe I mean, there's no room on that screen, but somewhere on there I could put, here was your rank, you were 50th or something, or you made it in the top 10. Maybe it's a click through to see the leaderboards. And then in the options screen, I need to add a place where you can set things like where you can set your player info. So things like whether you even want to submit scores. Some people may not. So you can turn that off. And then be able to change your nickname, your username, whatever you want to call it. That'll be used on the leaderboards. But so far, Nakama seems to be working out pretty well. The server runs good. It's got a clean, pretty nice API. It does all the things I want. So it's basically saving me a lot of time. I don't have to write the server or design the database or any of that. I'm just writing the client code, which is nice. It's nice. I'll still have to figure out too how to run this in production. So I've already got some servers set up, some hardware at linode.com, and I'm no stranger to setting up databases and stuff, so it should be pretty straightforward. It runs off of CockroachDB, and then the Nakama server itself is a single binary. It's written in Go, so it's CockroachDB, by the way. So they're both pretty easy to set up and install and run. I've just never run them before, so it's just going through that learning curve. It'll probably take me a couple days to get those set up once I'm at that stage. I'm still in development stage, so I'm just running this Docker container locally with all the Nakama stuff in it. Oh, another cool thing I found out. If you go into your project settings, this is really neat actually. You can add your own section, right? So look at the path here. It's nakama/config/server IP. So if you follow that convention, the first part, that Nakama part, becomes this. The second part becomes this, and the third part becomes this. And then I've got, you can have different versions. So like I can have this port, this is the server port, right? And I access this with nakama/config/server port. Hey, Stefan. And then, but you can add an override. So like if I'm running this in the editor, then use this server port instead. So my game code, here's an example, right? My game code, can I delete that? Delete. Delete. I don't know why that's not deleting. But so my game code just says, give me the config for the server IP. And if I'm running it from the editor, it gives me this IP. And when I bundle it into a release build, it'll get this instead. Pretty handy. So I can control the configuration right from the project settings. It's nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, Nakama's cool. I remember they announced, they had a announcement a while back. You can run, you don't have to set up a server. You can rent a server from these guys. They'll run one for you if you want. They have a cloud version you can run. What's it cost? Yeesh. It's expensive. It's expensive. But you can download it and run your own for free. There's the open source version. It's on GitHub. You just download the thing. Run your own. I mean, as long as Nakama works, I'll stick with Nakama. It's built to run on multiple servers. Like, you can scale it out, horizontally on a bunch of different machines. So if by some weird fluke Gravity Haze became super popular and tons of people were playing it, I could just spin up a bunch more servers and run Nakama on all of those. CockroachDB is the backing database, and that is meant to be run across multiple nodes. This Nakama server itself is meant to be run across multiple nodes. It'll scale fine if I need to. So I don't foresee any reason to write my own server. I mean, this is basically saving me all that effort. We'll see how it goes. It's still early days. But so far I like it. So far I like it a lot. It's saved me a lot of time. Is it really? I think I've heard that, but I don't know if that's true. Interesting. I remember reading something about that, and I can't remember what it was, but the Heroic guys said something about it. I can't remember what. But I mean, I don't even know what the how many, like, what the concurrent user count is for this thing, but it's probably in the thousands. 10,000. I'm not worried about it. I'm never gonna have 10,000 people all playing this at the same time. It's not gonna happen. And if it did happen, that would be a good problem to have. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Like I said, if it becomes a problem, I mean, if I had 10,000 concurrent users, I could afford $600 a month for their cloud. Right? I'd be a millionaire. I could just pay them to run it at that point. And below that, it doesn't matter. I just run it for free. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll put it out in production and it'll just fall right on its face. That's why I'm in early access, right? We're learning as we go. Yeah, so I have a lot of stuff here to do. I've got to, well, I don't need to do this now. Right? Those are all done because I installed Nakama. I do need to do this stuff still. And for leaderboards, gosh, there's a lot of stuff here I need to do still. I need to show the leaderboard for each level. I need to add a button to main menu to see leaderboards. I need to be able to, right, I need to be able to, like, scroll or select a leaderboard. I need to be able to scroll through the different leaderboards. I need to be able to change user nickname for the leaderboard. And I need to be able to, well, I need to create the leaderboards, but I've already done that. And I need to submit scores to leaderboard. So those two are done. This is going to be a bunch of boring UI work, basically. Yeah, that'll be a bunch of boring UI work. I'm hoping to have this soon. And then we can start comparing scores with each other. Could be fun. Alright guys, I think that's it for today. Like I said, I got to get back to this game jam I'm in. I have another 8 hours to finish the game. I don't know why I do this to myself. And yeah, I'll see you guys again next week. I'm gonna stream again on Tuesday night. For you brave souls who have nothing else to do on a Tuesday night, come join me. And until then, I'll see you guys around. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.